Okay guys, nandito ako ngayon sa parking lot ng Walmart sa Brantford, Ontario. Kababagsak ko lang kay Mrs. And sabi niya wag na raw akong lumayo dahil appointment niya is only maybe 20 minutes to half an hour with a client, right? So, isipin ko, imbes na pumunta ako sa Walmart na gumasta ako, I'll just make a video here dito sa loob ng kotse. So guys, maraming nagtatanong sa akin because yung mga videos ko dati, I always mention that nagtrabaho ako sa casino industry for 26 years. Nagtatanong sila, PuTo, magkano ba sweldo ng mga casino workers? So, naisip ko, lika mag-usapan tayo. Kukwento ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga posisyon na available sa loob ng casino. And, you know, more or less approximate, I'll give you a range kung magkano yung mga sinusweldo nila. Okay? So, mag-umpisa tayo sa mga alam ko. Okay? Because I was in the table games department for basically 26 years. So, sa table games, pag pumasok kayo sa casino, makikita nyo agad yung mga dealers, diba? That's the first thing you see, dealers and slot machines. So, yung mga dealers, kita nila ngayon, kita nila just before I left nung January, before I tendered my resignation. They were ranging anywhere between minimum wage, which was $15 an hour, to just under $20 an hour. Tanong nyo kung bakit malaki difference ng base. Rason nun is because sa casino, madaming different games, right? So the more games you have, may premium yun, the more money you'll make. So depende kung ano meron kayong games on top of the basic blackjack and pokers, babayaran kayo ng extra. So, I'll give you an example. Kung bago kayong dealer, tapos sweldo nyo is minimum wage, which is $15 an hour, and then you took a roulette course, babayaran kayo ng, I think it's 50 cents or $1. I'm not sure, you know, but there's a premium for every game na you take and you get certified for to deal on the floor. So, $15 to $19 and 80, I believe, ang sweldo. Yun ang base. But tandaan nyo, meron pang tips yun. So, kung dealer ka, meron silang tips. And yung tips mo, depende kung anong casino ka nagtatrabaho, they can be taxed or they can be in the form of cash. Okay? Bihira yung nag-offer ng cash. Usually, yung tips is included with your paycheck, tapos tataksan ng gobyerno yun. So, yung tips ng mga dealer, it fluctuates. Iba-iba yon. Depende kung busy yung casino, depende kung anong season, depende kung meron nakahit ng jackpot, depende kung yung mga dealers mo talagang magagaling with customer service and, you know, the clients generally like them, so they tip them whether they win or lose, right? Madaming factors yon. But generally, ang tips ng mga dealer, they average anywhere between $10 to about $19 an hour. So, nakita ko dun sa casino namin, pinakamataas na naabot niya was $19 and change. Okay? So, it fluctuates. So, isipin nyo, at the top end, kung dealer ka, you'll be making about $19 and palagay nyo ng 80 cents an hour, just under $20 an hour. Tapos, yung average tip mo, at the top end, is another $19 and change, right? So 19 and 19, magkano yun? So that's about $36 to $38 an hour. Pwede ka mag-average at the top end, you know, if everything is good. Okay? And kung nasa lower end kayo, ibig sabihin nun kung part-time kayo, because part-time usually get around 3 to 4 shifts a week, right? So hindi kayo makakabuo ng 40 hours every week. So medyo mababa yung sweldo nyo. Pero you're still making good money on paper, like per hour. So kung palagay nyo na baguhan kayo na dealer tapos wala kayong games, right? Game nyo lang is like the blackjacks and the pokers, which earns you $15 an hour. Tapos palagay nyo na yung tokes, like I said, it averages between $10 to $19. Set mo na ng $15 an hour yung tokes. So you're still making $30 an hour as a brand new dealer sa casino. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's for the amount of work na gagawin ninyo. kung tutuusin sa akin lang to, right? You know, nung dealer ako long time ago, it didn't feel like work. Pag nasa trabaho ko, it doesn't feel like I'm working dahil parang naglalaro ka lang ng baraha, di ba? So, and there's so much money involved. I know there's so many things going on all at once. Parang you feel so entertained. It's like such a fun job. No, basta hindi ka minumura ng mga players, right? You know, that's a separate video altogether. You know, pag-uusapan natin yung mga nang-aabuso, yung mga, you know, mga sugarol. That's a total separate video for another time. Pero yeah, so at the bottom end, just to summarize everything, guys, okay? This is general, okay? At the bottom end, kung dealer ka, kung baguhan ka, you can make anywhere between $28 to $30 an hour, okay? If you're full-time and you're one of the seniors with all of the games and maxed out ka, you can make anywhere between, $35 to $40 an hour, okay? Plus may overtime pa yon. So it's not uncommon na merong mga dealers, they make anywhere between $50,000 to $60,000 a year or more. Depende kung may overtime, you know, a lot of different factors, but you know, it's not uncommon for dealers to make, again, $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Man, ang lapit nun. Nakala ko tatamaan ako. Okay, so now let's talk about slot attendants. So sa casino, pag meron kayo nakitang mga slot machines, dami, kalat na kalat yon, right? Pag nanalo ka sa slot machine, merong tao na dadating na babayaran ka. Okay? Those are called slot attendants. Okay? Para silang dealer, pero not really. They service the slot machines. So pag nakahit ka ng jackpot, mag-iingay yung machine, ding 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 ding. Tapos there's a little light on the very top of the machine na iilaw, you know, parang bumbero. And then lalapitan ka ng slot attendant. So those people, dati, ngayon iba na, pero dati before everything became digital, they were the highest earners sa casino. Dahil yung tips nila, it's always cash and it's always only divided between maybe 10 to 15 people versus like 500 dealers at table games, right? So napakahirap makapasok sa casino dati if you wanted to be a slot attendant. Kung tutuusin, I'll be honest with you, sa casino sa Brantford, I was there for 23 years, okay? And yung mga slot attendant na nagtatrabaho doon sa casino namin dati, they were the same people from 1999. Hindi sila umaalis. That's how good the salary is. So, how do I say this? Yung salary nila, the base I'm talking about, is the same as a dealer. Okay? Ngayon, if you get hired, you start at $15 an hour, minimum wage. Okay? Pero yung mga seniors, they're around the $20 range, like around there. Pero, pinaka-malaki and pinaka-lucrative. For the longest time, hush yung mga slot attendant. They never ever share to anybody kung magkano yung tips nila per hour. Dahil napakalaki talaga dati. Isipin nyo, nakabukas, yung Brantford Casino has been open for 24 years now. And they still have the same 10 to 15 people na slot attendant. Walang lumilipat, walang nagkukwit, walang umaalis. That's how good it is. Okay, so the rumor lang to, right? It's never been confirmed. It's like the biggest secret sa casino industry is yung toke rate nila or their tips per hour kung magkano. $200 to $500 per day. Okay, guys? Not per week, per day. Okay? Yun ang average. $200 to $500 per day. Dahil isipin nyo, ilan lang sila? 15, di ba? 10 to 15. And on any given shift, tatlo shift sa casino. Okay, there's day shift, there's night shift, and there's graveyard shift. Each shift is 8 hours long, right? So you divide nyo yung 10 to 15 people na slot attendants into those 3 shifts. So really, At any given time, there's probably only going to be 4 slot attendants sa buong casino. Okay? And all of the tips that they get from all of the customers, from all of the jackpots that they pay out, they only divide between 10 to 15 people. Ang laki nun. Hindi biro yon, guys. Kaya yung the same 10 to 15 people na nag-start back in 1999, nandun pa rin. Ang hirap pakapasok, it's impossible. Okay? Kung tutuusin nga, yung sweldo nila, napakalaki to the point where it's not uncommon sa parking lot namin dati, nung nagtatrabaho ko doon. If you see a BMW, a Mercedes, or an Audi, it's usually a slot attendant that owns it. Tsaka yung mga boss nila. Alright? Because, okay, there's slot attendants and there's their supervisors and their managers, right? There's slot supervisors and slot managers. We always joke around with them, or at least I always joke around with them, and I tatanong ko sa kanila, hey, if you had the opportunity to give up your slot manager position to become a slot attendant, would you do it? In a second. You know, they would give up their left leg to become a slot attendant and give up their managerial position. That's how good it is. Ngayon, ever since it became digital, I'm not sure. Okay, mind you, etong story ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, this was before everything became digital. Now that the casino became digital, I'm not so sure. But it's still the same people. So I guess it's still pretty good. So, next job. We're talking about entry-level positions here, guys, okay? The next job are servers. So, what do I mean by servers? Servers yung mga waitresses and waiters, okay? They're the ones that go around and give you drinks and coffee on the floor while you gamble. So, dun sa casino namin, we have a restaurant and we have the gaming floor, okay? We're gonna talk about the people, the servers that service the gaming floor, okay? So, sila, usually, puro mga babae sila. Okay, I would say 95% women take up that position. I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 guys in the last 23 years that became a server there, but usually they're beautiful women. Okay, and yung salary nila, like I said, just like everybody, because it's regulated, right? Yung salary, when you start, it's $15 an hour, and if you're a senior, okay, kung meron ka ng tenure dun sa building, you'll be up maybe $20 an hour, okay? But that's not where the money is. The money is in the tips, okay? So, we're gonna talk pre-pandemic. Dahil post-pandemic, maraming nagbago, right? People aren't tipping as much. Okay, so we're gonna talk pre-pandemic. So, nung pre-pandemic, $15 an hour yung kita ng... Palagi mo na, let's talk about a brand new server, okay? Brand new waitress. So, mag-hire sila ng brand new waitress, okay? So, $15 an hour. So, depende kung anong section ka ng casino, kung anong section yung sinaservice mo. You know, if it's in the baccarat section, jackpot yun. If you're in the blackjack section, ayos lang. If you're in the poker section, medyo mas ayos ng konti. So it all depends. Dahil problema doon, if you're a server, you keep your tips. You don't share it with anybody. I think you have to pay the bartender. You have to give them a percentage or what have you. But for the most part, whatever tips you make is all yours, right? So pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, it's not uncommon for a server to make anywhere on average between $200 and $400 a night. That's the truth. Okay? That's the God's to honest truth. Lalo na kung nasa baccarat section ka, dahil sa baccarat, that's where all the big money play is. Okay? So it's not uncommon for a server, kunyari mag-order yung isang customer ng, palagi mo ng, like anything, coffee. Simplest thing, coffee, okay? Tapos bumalik yung server, and kunyari nanalo bigla yung customer ng $5,000 or $10,000, which is very, very, very common. Dahil isang taya nila can go all the way up to like $5,000 to $10,000. Okay? So, kung nandun yung server, while the patron is getting paid out $5,000 to $10,000, it's not uncommon for that patron to throw the server a couple black chips. One black chip is $100. So isipin nyo guys, all you have to do, grab coffee, come back. Kung nagkataon, nanalo yung patron na nag-order ng coffee, it's not uncommon for them to throw you $200 or $100 just to bring them coffee. That happens all the time. I'm not exaggerating that. That happens all the time. So, yeah. Yun guys. Tatlong trabaho sa loob ng casino. That's very common. They're all considered frontline. Ba't ko ba sinasabi sa inyo to? Ba't ko ba kinukwento sa inyo to? See guys, you know, I truly believe the casino industry is a very underrated and untapped source of employment. Nung nandun po ako sa casino, there was only a handful of Filipinos. Okay? And I just wanted to introduce this industry to our kabayans out there that are thinking of maybe starting a new life dito sa Canada. Okay? Alam ko po na casinos are not everywhere. You know, baka wala pong casino malapit sa inyo, or maybe you're not aware that there is one close to you, or maybe you're intimidated to even think about applying for a job, or maybe, you know, you think it's you need like certain qualifications to get in. Hindi po. I just wanted to introduce this industry to all of our kabayans out there that may have an opportunity or may be close to one, because it's a fun job. It really is. Because napapansin ko po, you know, karamihan ng na nakilala ko over the years, you know, they always go straight to like the Walmart jobs, the McDonald's jobs, the Tim Horton jobs. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that po. That's perfectly great, you know? But all I'm trying to do is to show them another option, to show them another way where they can potentially make, you know, more money for less work. And the environment na pagtatrabahuhan po nila, it's a lot cleaner, it's a lot better, it's more regulated, it's more quote-unquote professional, I guess, if you want to put it that way. You know, all I'm doing is I'm presenting another option that maybe hindi po naisip ng karamihan po natin dyan, because, you know, like how many people do you know work in a casino? You know, it's not one of those things that people say, hey, you know what, I work in a casino. It's very few and far in between. You know, it's just another option that I'm presenting po. Now, kung merong malapit sa inyo, hey, maybe it's worth it for you to check it out and see if see what kind of career that maybe you can apply for within the industry. So, guys, sana naman medyo matagal na to. Sana naman na natuwa kayo, or at least na-entertain kayo kahit konti lang. Okay. This is PuTo Mendoza in Canada, wishing you good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Stay hungry, stay humble. Keep your hustle strong, guys. I will talk to you and see you in the next video. Bye, friends.